Shabbat Shalom. Everybody that's in the new body, huh? Praise the Most High. Uh, hey, I ain't here. I'm not here to talk about the stuff, you know, because I don't I don't defile my Sabbath with drama, you know what I mean? So, you know, nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. So the other stuff, it can wait. I try to get a word in earlier. Uh try to get a word in earlier. I was driving though, and that didn't work out. Satima, I miss you, my sister. Uh yeah, that didn't work out. It only caught like 3 minutes of what I was saying. And that should have been like a 30-minute joint. But yeah, uh man, I hate we didn't get that in because I was telling y'all all of the new places we got I am now, and it's cold. It's coming out, man. I didn't know, y'all. I didn't know what I was doing. I just know what the Most High said, you know, when I had my incident, but I didn't see all of this transpiring, you know. Uh, but a lot did, but it's deep, y'all. It's deeper than I knew, and it's deeper than what I knew he was going to reveal with just a little bit of time, and it's sad, but I want to remain blameless, If anybody get took down, I don't want it to be by my hands. Let the fighters do the fighting, you know what I'm saying? I'm a lover, and y'all know it, so I'm only going to give a certain amount of my time to the drama, you know. So I'm kind of over what's going on. We got a lot to do, you know, and what I'm gonna do, okay, as I was just setting things up, I was writing it down, right? So we have Houston, we have Dallas, Fort Worth. Y'all link in. Y'all got somewhere to go. Okay. Y'all got somebody to link in with. We've been doing this for a long time, right? So shout out to whoever feeling like we ain't ready. Watch this. Watch this. You know, uh, Vegas. Y'all ready? If you in Vegas, tap in, and I'm gonna send you where you need to go. I'm gonna get you in touch with who you need to talk to. Uh, Colorado. If you're in Colorado, we got you ready. If you're in Tampa Bay, Florida, we got you ready. I gotta find out where Ayalawan is at. That's another place in Florida that y'all got. Okay. Georgia, y'all ready. Uh Louisiana, y'all are ready. Arizona, link in if you're in Arizona. You ain't got nowhere to gather. Link in, right? We're gonna set things up, and everybody, as soon as you got two people, go out, okay? Cause we go to the sheep. You know what I'm saying? We going to the sheep where they at. You know, we ain't gonna sit in our big chairs, you know, and just sit there and look at the same faces while they dwindle out, get bored and dwindle out and all that. You know, it's gonna be a constant flow, you know, of new fish because we fishermen, right? We fishermen, you know, got to take it to the streets, to the highways and the byways. We ain't never gonna stop that, you know. People walking by, walking down the street, don't know who they are, don't know what kind of war they in or none of that. And we sitting up in some building somewhere, you know, going to the same building, sit down in the same chair, look at the same faces, get up, leave out, right? And do the same thing the next week. Can't tell you when the last time we been on the block. Mm-mm. No, not us, whatever our name is, right? You know, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing the names and all that, you know? But it's time. And it was time, you know? And if you don't think what I'm speaking is of the most high, since when have you ever seen certain people make as big a fool of themselves as you have seen now? Okay. I foreseen this, right? I received it, you know, 7 years ago. Five years later, 2 years ago, confirmed. Okay. You better jump off of that burning ship, buddy. Right? But yeah, y'all link in and we're gonna start doing some Bible studies and we're gonna teach love, y'all. Cause love ain't taught enough, you know. And if you remember who first started bringing forth that L word so strong, you know, it wasn't popular among masculine men to use that L word like that, but I saw how important that was and how it was lacking. You know, I seen the respect of persons everywhere and certain people getting treated right and other people getting treated wrong. You know, when the people who are getting treated wrong are the people who need the most love, right? And that's what's about to change, right? Somebody doing bad, somebody down, somebody hurting. You don't beat them further, right? They need a hug, right? They need something that they probably never saw before. Everybody, everybody in this earth looking at them and thinking the same thing. Oh, this person is this and that and blah blah. We're the person that's gonna say, man, I wonder what they've been through. I wonder how many times their feelings been hurt. I wonder how many people done dogged them out. Everybody, right? When your mama didn't treat you right, you know? When the person that brought you in the earth dogged you out, you know? When your family threw you to the streets, right? And then the streets threw you in another direction. You know what I'm saying? Where is the person that's going to wrap arms around this person and take them and buy them something, right? And tell them how special they are to the Most High? Where are these people at, right? Because all I see is everybody getting beat up, including myself, right? And I never did nothing to nobody. I've been the one trying to show us that, right? I'm the one that go to the one that everybody picking on and making fun of, and go get a one-on-one with them and lift them up as high as I can, right? And that's why I got a lot of love out there, right? That's why, you open up your mouth about me and half of the Hebrew community jumps on you, right? That's why, because I've been about love, y'all. And it's lacking in this earth. And that's what we coming to push. Whatever our name is, right? That's what we coming to push. That's what we coming to put in the earth. That's Christ, right? We ain't kicking you out of nowhere, right? You dealing with something, you go home, you deal with that. We're going to keep in touch with you and all of that. We're going to help you through whatever you struggling with and all of that. How does it help somebody to kick them to the curb and leave them alone? Where Satan really going to get them in, right? It's not right, y'all. It's not right. And I've been spoken to by the Most High. He don't like it. He don't like it. And you're going to see. You're going to see, right? And I feel sorry for everybody who can't see, right? But it's all good though. We gonna move forward, and just do what we supposed to do, you know. Shabbat Shalom. We gonna congregate on pick a day, any of the other 6 days. Pick a day. But on that Sabbath, we ain't leaving out our front door. We ain't running around like a chicken head with our heads cut off all day, sweating, running around kitchens, cooking, you know what I'm saying? Running to and fro. We ain't doing all of that on the Sabbath. Driving 2 hours here and then 2 hours home. So we didn't spent 4 hours of the Sabbath driving. We ain't doing all of that. We ain't tithing it. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why our forefathers came together on a different day and tithe. They wasn't doing that on the Sabbath. We wasn't switching uh money with hands on the Sabbath. We wasn't doing that, you know, and we ain't blaming everything on grace, right? If you gotta do something and you're trapped and something went wrong and something didn't work right, so now you're doing something you probably shouldn't be doing on the Sabbath, that's another story. But we ain't blaming everything on grace for the Sabbath, right? We ain't using no grace that we don't need, right? It's time to tighten this up. And that's why we're not being blessed as a nation. Look at us. We getting worse. We falling. Why? Ask the man who took off up out of here and had a visitation with the Most High. Because we too loose. That's why. We letting too much go by easy and ain't tripping off of it. We comfortable sinning, right? We comfortable sinning, right? Grace mean you can be late to work. It don't mean don't show up to work, okay? If you get a grace period at work, your boss didn't say you got paid vacation, okay? You still got to show up. So we still got to do these things of the law. We still got to do this law, right? Still got to do it. And that's why we think we don't got to do anything else, because we don't think we got to love. We skim right over these love scriptures and dog people out. And I never been about that. Every word I seen in this Bible, I took it serious. and I try my best to follow it, right? If I slip, then I slip. And that's what grace is for. It's for an accident, it's for something you couldn't control. Now, what is it when you can control it and you say, "Oh, I got grace," and then you know what I'm saying? That you can find in what is it, Matthew 10:25, Matthew 10:26. Let's see, let's be sure. No, that's not it. I know it's 10:26, wherever it's at. Hebrews. Hebrews 10:26. Right? Yeah. It's called willful sinning. You're sinning at your own will. You could have did better, but you chose not to. You chose not to, right? I don't want to be leaving no place out. Let me look at another note that I was taking. Oh, North Carolina, New Mexico, Southern California, Northern California. Don't let me forget those places. Y'all link in and let's put this thing together and keep on rolling, right? It ain't about nothing else. It ain't about nobody else, right? And I never wanted to fight with nobody, you know what I'm saying? But there's this certain church, right? And if you can leave quietly, they ain't tripping. But somebody like me in this community, they couldn't let me leave and claiming that there was no problem, right? First, I was having a problem forced out of me, and I'm saying, man, it ain't no problem, man. You know, I'm under instruction, and that wasn't good enough. And then I was begged to stay, and then they wasn't going for no in that situation either. And now I understand why. Because the only way you get to leave this particular organization is if they get to out you when you're gone, you know, and they get to say you did something, and they get to say that you're gone because you wronged them, you know. And the most high that I know, y'all, I really been talking to him, and I've been begging him to please don't do it to him, Father. Don't do it to him. Right now, I feel Christ when he said, "They know not what they do." They don't know what they doing, y'all. Right? And if you want to know what I did, watch my lives. Just watch my lives. It's all there. Everything I said is there. Right? And tell me who I scammed. You know. But all praises to the Most High, man. I hope y'all in high spirits. And that's another thing, man. Don't be looking at this and being down and feeling sad and feeling like it's the end of the world and all of this. Ain't no end of no world. It's the beginning of one. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm David with a rock and a slingshot. You know what I'm saying? And Goliath better quit playing, you know, straight like that. Y'all gonna see. It's all good, you know. Go and reach the poor, the hospitals, the prisons, the orphanages. Yeah, that's right. We gotta catch them before they go to them places. We can hit the poor, but when you go in them hospitals and them prisons and them orphanages, they already got them. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing but get them harmed when they see us go for them, and then we gotta leave them there, you know? We gotta leave them there for who knows what to happen to them, you know? We gotta catch them before they go to them places, and that's why we need to be in the streets, right? What kind of church ain't in the streets, right? I pray a higher bless your goings and that you continue to win souls for him in Christ's kingdom. You know what? It was so many people waiting on me, right? I shed tears, right? Because it was like I knew you was gonna do something one day, and when everything fell through, I just sat out and I waited on you, right? Because I could tell by the way you teach that you was gonna be doing your own thing one day, and I was gonna be right there with you, right? And I heard this, right? Over the past 2, 3 days, I heard this a lot, right? Soon as I started hollering out cities and states, right? And yeah. And the cold part about it was I didn't want to. I would rather be up under somebody else, right? And I had the thought a few times, that it might wind up like this. And I dreaded it. I didn't like to think about it, right? But hey, another thing I also knew is that when you want something done right, right, that I also knew, right? So it's a lot of doubt out there. It's an uphill battle. Nobody don't believe in us and all of this. You know what I'm saying? But what they're showing us is they really don't believe in the Most High. That's who they don't believe in, right? Because who was big and bad and strong uh, that he chose to work with, right? Who was on top already when he chose him, you know? Nah. Mm-mm. Covered in blood. After this week, after tonight, I ain't giving this another week. I ain't giving this no another week. You know? Mm-mm. I'm just reading y'all a little bit. It was a burden lifted off. You already knew this day was coming. Yeah, a lot of people knew, right? A brother was just loyal, man. You know, brother was just loyal, man. You know, and I was already woke. I don't got the story of, I was woken up by certain people and all of this and that. Nah, when I responded in the chat a couple days ago, I was called and told to delete my messages. Dang, really? Yikes. I would never do that, you know? You're never going to see me do that, you know? Why? Why do people do that? Because they're about image, you know, and they're about vainglory, and they scared, right? They think members can be stolen from them when Christ said nobody can pluck us out of his hand. So when you see all of that fear and stuff like that. That's why, because brothers, I mean, I ain't even going into that, but you know, me myself, man, do what you want to do, go where you want to go, mingle, be free, do all of that. You a grown man. Go be diplomatic. Go wherever you want to go. Do whatever you want to do, right? You know? Cuz the most high is the boss, right? It's about the most high. He's the one who says, right? What's going to be and what's not going to be. It's him who says that, right? We can't do nothing but break our back trying to stop a train, right? People gonna do what they want to do, man. They gonna go where they want to go. They gonna say what they want to say. They gonna fall in love with who they want to fall in love with, right? And when you go against them in that, then they just gonna cut you out. They're gonna cut you out their life eventually, right? So do what you want to do. Go where you want to go, and tell me how you feel, right? Because I respect how people feel. I respect that, right? I can't wait to try to wrap my mind around why you feel the way you feel, right? Don't be scared when I ask you a question, right? Because brothers is big and strong behind certain people back, and they got all of this mouth, right? And then when Simon says, ask them a question after they done got you all messed up, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody want to turn into Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you was big and bad, and you was this and that in their absence. You know what I'm saying? So stay like that. You know, people always want to let you get thrown up under that bus. You know, but you know, and shout out to all of y'all who know somebody is getting bullied and hopped on, you know, and then when you speak on it, you try to you put it forth as if there's equal faults. That's called guile. You're gouling, right? Stop that. Stop it. America is Egypt, Israel, Babylon, Old World, 1492, Rosemary, Rosemary, Rose Memory, Bitter Herb. What? You talking about, sir? In the Strong's Concordance, reprobate means unable to pass the test. I'm gonna have to check that out. The righteous falls. Come on, reprobate. We gotta be sin free. Look up sin, y'all. Sin means bad, right? Sin means bad. So anything bad, right? We should be trying to get away from. We should be trying to cleave to good, right? Cleave to good. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Romans 12 and 9, right? Cleave to that which is good, right? You should never want to run to something bad in allegiance with it, right? Anything unpleasant, you know what I'm saying? A displeasure, right? Bad, sin, evil, you know? Rosemary reduces inflammation. I needed to see that. Right. Yeah. Rosemary is hair and nails. Right. We got John 14 and 12 in here. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go to my Father. All praises, right? What was he doing, right? You think you're going to do a greater work than him and you lacking what love is, right? We can't be hurting feelings out here and dogging people out, right? Making people pray to the Most High, with pain in their hearts from what we done to them. The Most High gonna get tired of hearing about it, you know, especially if they doing it to people that's like, you know, uh, not praying for anything to happen to them, who are praying for their mercy, right? People are praying in your favor and you're hurting them. That's crazy. It's crazy. Are you going to start teaching the Hebrew and posting certain videos of you doing the Lashawan Kodash? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I may, we may go into it. We may go into some things, but what I'm gonna mainly be showing us is love, man. Love, the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, peace. We don't know how to be into those things. Everybody knows how to, you know, uh be mean and lack the fruits of the spirit. It's a lot of these churches you walk into, man, and they you know, look at you like that, and it's like, whoa, this is the gathering of who? You know what I mean? People don't like you out there, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of clicks, things like that. People who clump up together and only show themselves love coming out of that circle, and then it's clicks within clicks, you know. And this book say, let there be no schisms among you. And that's what that is. That's a schism right there, right? Things like this, you know. But it's just rough, y'all. It's rough right now. And I can't wait till we get this behind us where we don't even talk about it by accident anymore, you know? And we could just go forward and we could spread this love. Man, we about to hit these streets, you know, and that's what it's time to do. When he give you that talent and you gotta multiply it, you know, because for years I get out here in these streets and we be out there, man. We be out there crying in the streets, man. Spread love. You know what I'm saying? Lifting people up, you know. And I want to bring forth a whole billion brothers and sisters that do that. We finna take it. We finna make these streets feel it. That's what we about to do, right? We about to get out there and lift some people up and put some food in bellies that's hungry, right? And put some warm feelings in hearts that's cold, right? Real work, the real work. You know what I'm saying? Not sitting up somewhere, you know, looking big and bad, but that's it, just looking it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, big and bad, man, it don't mean much. Charity don't mean much when you rich, you know. That don't impress Christ. He was impressed with the woman that only had two mites, you know. But we blow up and have who knows how much money, and then throw a few crumbs here and there and think you done did something, you know. Nah, nah. But hey, I love y'all. You know, it's 115, 116 of y'all in here right now. Y'all say something. Where y'all coming from? And how you feel? You know, how you feel? I pray you blessed, right? Pray you feeling your best, right? You know, we're gonna we're gonna break down why we believe everything we believe. I'm a I'm gonna go live, and it's gonna be one word: meat. MEAT. And I'm gonna break it down, right? Why we believe what we believe, because it's not safe, right? Why we believe what we believe, because it's getting screwed up out there, you know. And this is what they do. They try to attach you to something that's already been going and been condemned, when in all actuality, you're different than that. You know, you're not the same. You're not anything like what's been existing prior, you know. Houston, Cali, why y'all hollering out? This where y'all at? Troy Jackson, you in Houston? Get with my ock, man. You know, y'all really because I'm seeing y'all doing this. The people that's in the email ain't the people that's asking questions over here, right? So y'all who are coming over here, I mean, I don't see that. You have to go to the email. Kabang. You know, Plant Vineyards 144 at gmail.com. Right? That's where we pulling y'all from, linking y'all in from. Denton, Texas. Where's that? What's the closest city? What, you know? You in the up north by Dallas, or you down south by Houston? Where you at? Phoenix? We got somebody in Arizona. Link in. All praises. Dallas, close to Denton. Uh, link in with Yashariah. Right? That's who's there. Little Elm, Texas. What's that close by? Springfield, Missouri. Don't got nobody in Missouri yet. But I got a lot of ox over there. And when they see this, they're going to jump up. So don't trip. I bet you any kind of money the next time you talk to me, I'm going to have somewhere for you to go in Missouri. Right? And Kansas. You know? So, yeah. Washington. How far is Colorado from Washington? I know it's up there. It's a neighboring state, ain't it? We got Payam up there, my OG. You know what I'm saying? The one when I was a babe, when I first came in, he groomed me. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Payam. Right? It's a lot of Dallas in here. Uh-oh. Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. Right? Y'all link in, y'all hit that email. And I can't wait to come visit y'all. You know, I'm gonna be there. We gonna hang out, show y'all how to hang out, show y'all how to do your brew thing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you don't know, you know. Don't take it that way and get offended. You know what I'm saying? Paris, California. That's not far. You right here. You definitely, you definitely link in. We gonna street teach together, right? I'm gonna call you out to location, right? Yeah, yeah. North Carolina. Uh, where you at, Ephesia, in North Carolina? Cause we got brethren there. Got a lot of brethren there. Fayetteville. How far are you from Fayetteville? How far are you from Durham? How far are you from Charlotte? You know, we're gonna talk about it, you know, because man, it's a cold thing. It's a cold thing. It was a lot of people waiting. Like I just waited for you, Bronze. I knew you was gonna do something. I knew you was gonna get loose and you was gonna do something. Right? And y'all knew it before I knew it. Right? The most high knew it too. You know, 2018, he just start telling me start giving me little feelings in my stomach, like, and I was like, no, no, you know, Charlotte, praises. Currently in Montana, I bought an Impala out of Montana a few years ago. Yeah, who's in Montana? Who got something going on in Montana? Do you see people in Montana? Like other like Israelite groups. You got IUIC up there, UPK, because we need to hit the streets. We need to hit the streets over there. Hmm. What about the south, the southeast? Yeah, we over there. We got Georgia. We got Florida. We over there. Ready to congregate over there. ready to hit the streets and do all of that. Put them in the water and all of this. Riverside. Who's in Riverside? That ain't far from Paris, right? It's where I'm at right now. I'm in the IE, right? So everybody over here definitely, soon as y'all link in, we hitting the streets, right? And we gonna film it. We gonna put it on this internet, right? Because that's what it's all about. Y'all gonna see us on the block talking that talk, you know? Who else we got up in here? Peace, love, and light. Brother Bruns, more Dallas in the house. Man, Yashariah, you got, man. Yashariah, it's like you the youngest one too, huh? You the youngest one. Portland. Yeah, that's up there with Colorado, ain't it? Y'all neighboring states, right? Washington, Portland, Colorado, Florida. Got somebody in Florida. Link in. I ain't talked to Shad. I don't know what Shad want to do, but whatever he want to do, he can do it. But we're gonna have Tampa Bay. We're gonna have Jacksonville, and I'm gonna have to find out where Ayalawan is at, because wherever he at, that's the third one. And I know Florida is long like California, so y'all gonna probably need 3 there. You know, top, bottom, and in the in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Con. Shit. Alabama ain't got nobody in Alabama yet. If you in Alabama, link in, especially if you know me. Right? Especially if you know me. And we're going to explain to y'all what the electric blue is, too. I got to keep that rotating, because a lot of people are saying, what's the electric blue? Only if you knew about the electric blue, right? You guys don't know what a blessing it is that we have somebody talking about that we have somebody even using that as a terminology. If you see that, if you reach that and see that, mm, 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 that's what it's all about. That's where we all trying to get. Sac, we got a full church in Sac. Link in. Link in. Got a full church in Sacramento. Matter of fact, everybody up north, link in. If you in the Bay, link in. You could go to SAC. You could go to SAC until you get enough people where you at, and then y'all don't gotta go to SAC no more. Stay where you at. Stay in Oakland. Stay in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Stay in Frisco. Stay in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Stay in Vallejo. You know what I'm saying? You know? I know about all of these places because I used to go to them. Right? I used to hang out. All I needed was gas money, and I'd drive from here to New York and be in Massachusetts I used to be everywhere, right? Be all over the place, be in PA, be in VA, be in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? be in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Red dirt. Arizona in the house. Lincoln, Arizona. Got somebody there, right? Las Vegas, got somebody in Vegas. Josh, in Vegas, right? Good brother there, man. Some cold things happened to my brother too, man. Some cold things. You wouldn't believe it, you know? It's a death involved, right? A brother died with a broken heart, man. Probably died from a broken heart. And you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful when people look up to you and man, and you be their world, right? And then you just dog them out and treat them bad, you know? And then you just leave them just broken and sad, you know? And they already sick and going through a lot of things and heart already want to stop, you know? And then they get crushed by you. Gotta repent. We gotta repent, man. You know, we really gotta do it. We really gotta repent. You know, we really gotta do things that we don't want to do. You know, you're gonna have the opportunity to say something, and it's gonna be hard to say it, but you just gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do the rare thing, which what it means to be set apart. That means you ain't doing what everybody else is doing. You're gonna handle that situation different than everybody else in that situation would handle it, right? And that's how you make the most high spin around and say, who did that? Right? Who did that? Who put themselves out there like that? Who confessed to that? Right? Who, you know what I'm saying? Or you could just stop the food, right? Because we so greedy. Like, wait a minute, he knows something ain't right. He looking out the windows of heaven like who ain't eating down there? You know what I'm saying? Because it's about the next meal, right? Somebody asked me to say what I eat in a day. Sometimes it's just a salad. That's it. I get some lettuce and I just start piling fruit and vegetable. I like fruit in my salad. I be throwing apples and you know what I'm saying, all kind of crazy stuff on, you know, depend on how my pocket looking. The bigger the pocket, the bigger the salad. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes it's just a salad. Other times, you know, I be eating my pasta be out of palm trees, you know what I'm saying? Hearts of palm, you know. A lot of people complain about it because they don't cook it long enough. You gotta cook it a long time and it'll turn soft like real pasta and it's delicious, right? But you're eating a tree, right? And I've gotten used to that, you know. That's what I be eating. I made a lasagna out of eggplant. Eggplant lasagna, slice it long like lasagna noodles, and then boil it soft, and that's just like lasagna noodles. You know, the lion's mane steaks, make those, cook that, season it like a steak, smash it in the pan, flatten it, just like a steak, right? Tastes like it even got pieces of fat on it. Like you can't tell the difference, right? Tearing them up. some steak sauce or some barbecue sauce or something, you know. Now, if you just had a steak last night, you ain't gonna eat this and then enjoy it the same. I mean, you really gotta take a month or two and really come off of the real things, and then when you eat this stuff, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, right? Lion's mane, uh, yeah, it's expensive unless you grow your own, right? Gotta grow our own. We gotta do what? What Isaiah 65 and 21 tell us to do? We gotta plant vineyards. I did that today, Ak, and I have never uh, typed in comments a lot ever. Very first time I have ever did this. Come, but this I want to do, and this I will do. What will you do? Last letter. Then he was thrown out of ISUPK. Then you do what they did. Yeah, Sacktown right now, but my home is in Compton, California. If you was in Compton, you would be with me, right? Same area, same region. So we gonna come together from all of Southern California. We gonna come together, right? And we gonna hit this block, and we gonna get out there. I want to get out there and with some food, and cook some lion's mane steaks on the grill while we teach them right there, and take some food out there and educate some people how to eat, because that's part of what we teaching too, man. Because there's good meat and there's bad meat. There's good vegetables, there's bad vegetables, right? Uh, the devil sowed a lot of hybrids in the garden, and a lot of things that he poisoned, man, you got to think they had us covered on all sides, right? They knew we was going to catch that in Timothy's and be sensitive to anybody who say something bad about meat, right? So they hit the meat. They tore that meat up. They poisoned it, right? Yeah, keep running to this meat, right? Uh, they knew we was going to run to the vegetables, right? So they made, hybrid vegetables. They made vegetables with starch, right? Starch should not be in no vegetables, right? That white granulated sugar is a chemical, okay? It's made in a lab, okay? And it get off in you and it destroys, right? You know, these chemicals, you eating soap and dyes and you know what I'm saying? And plant killers and you know what I mean? Poison, y'all. Poison. We are being poisoned and we suffer a lot of ways. You think you're allergic. You ain't allergic. You eating poison, right? You think you have this problem and that problem, right? Nah, it's something you eating, and as soon as you stop eating it, that problem will go away, right? You know what's making you sick? What they're gonna tell you to stop eating once you get sick, right? Because sick is a warning. Sick is a warning that you about to die, buddy. If you don't stop putting in yourself what you're putting in yourself, you're gonna fall over dead. So what is that? Right? in order to stop and reverse it, that's what was making you sick. Why am I wrong for saying that? And now that I'm looking at cats, man, they really might want to, they really on purpose, like, you know what I mean? You know, seeing how I'm getting did and things like that, man, you know, I'm starting to believe certain people don't believe in the Most High at all. You know, really at work for somebody else. Electric Blue makes me think of the animation movie Soul. Maybe check it out with the children. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Uh the color of blue that I'm talking about, it look a lot like what was the name of that movie that they had? Dang, that movie. Hmm. That movie slipped my mind. I forgot the name of it. Forgot the name of it. Sorry to lead y'all on. Shah Jaak, I'm the one that did the warning video. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Shalom. How you been, man? Tell Shah to get with me, man. Isaiah 65 and 21, and they shall build houses. That's what I'm doing. I'm out here trying to get this house built and inhabit them. What that mean? We gonna come up out of their structures, right? And they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. That's right, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, right? Worse than dope. Journey to Zion, worse than dope, right? And it is dope. They're putting stuff in it so that you get addicted, right? That's why it's so hard to stop because they're purposely putting an ingredient in there that's hooking you, you know? We going to 107, y'all. And then we gonna kill this. Let me put this, let me put it in there. Let me put it in there. Kabang. Sugar. Yeah. Man, y'all look into sugar, man. You know, stop putting stuff in your mouth. You don't know what it is. You know, we never was supposed to been eating carrots. Never was supposed to been eating those. Right? The big tomatoes. We weren't supposed to been eating those. We supposed to be eating cherry tomatoes, right? Potatoes. We never was supposed to be eating those, right? If you look up a potato, a carrot is fake, right? It's a hybrid and it's fake. That corn, it's fake. That corn fake, right? That's why your body don't break it down. How often do you see corn in your stew? You know, if you don't super chew it, you're gonna be looking at it, right? And that's a problem. Your body, the heat of your body, the heat of your microbiome didn't do nothing for that corn, and it came out the same way it went in. That's a problem. It didn't break down. It went through all of that heat and didn't break down. It went through the acid. Acid wasn't strong enough to break it down. You know, yuca is good. Yuca is good. I have to look into taro. I gotta look into that. I think yuca is good though. Yuca you can replace a potato with. Yeah, go that way. And it's the same thing. It's just like a potato, but it don't break down into white granulated sugar and eat your body up, right? hmm Freedom fighter, yeah, we gotta eat better, you know. And once you put it in you, it's in you, you know. That's another thing I hear a lot. Well, I don't eat that much of it anymore. I only eat it like every other day. It's like putting sugar in your gas tank. Would you say that about that? I don't put a lot of sugar in my gas tank. You know, once you put it in you, it's got to be flushed out, and that takes a while to pass out of your system. You know, the bush is edible too. Yeah, most of these bushes is edible. That's the herb part, right? Yeah, we got to get away from all of it. We got to be educated, right? You should have a choice, right? But we didn't have no choice coming into this, you know. We just grew up eating, you know. But that's something that, you should get educated on all food, and you should be able to pick, okay, I like this, I don't like that. I want this, I don't want that. Not because of taste, but nutritional reasons as well, you know. Things have side effects, you know. If it got a lot of this mineral or that mineral, you know what I mean? And you might not like to feel how that mineral makes you feel. And you have no idea that there's something that you can do about that. And that you don't have to be feeling the way that you don't want to feel if you just stop eating whatever that thing is that's making you feel like that. But here we are thinking we're just doomed, right, to feel less than our best, right? If something make you feel bloated or something give you heartburn and things like this, you're not trapped having to feel like that, right? Stop eating that thing. But yeah, we done passed that 107, y'all. We at 108. But Shabbat Shalom, y'all. Happy Sabbath and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch up with y'all. I ain't doing nothing tomorrow. I ain't going nowhere tomorrow. So I'm gonna take if it be the Father's will, some point of the day, and I'm gonna hit this button and we're gonna spend a little time. You know what I'm saying? For the Sabbath, you know. But y'all have a blessed night, right? Uh have a blessed Sabbath night, right? And link in, y'all. Uh hit that Plant Vineyards 144 one more time for the road. Plant Vineyards, right? 144 at gmail.com. Kabang. Hit that, right? And let's link up. I want to see y'all, right? I want to take a road trip and I want to walk into the place where y'all at and where y'all been, getting familiar with each other and hanging, and you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna hit the streets, you know, and we're gonna be brethren, you know, and all of that. I can't wait to see y'all. If I ain't met y'all, I can't wait to meet y'all. Right? So, all right, y'all. Shalom.